are you wearing?
A Canadian tuxedo.
Canadian.
I'm a hockey player. Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
To all you Blues fans, we're bleeding blue with you.
Let's go Blues. Let's go Blues. Let's go Blues.
BlueNote Fan Report. Hey, everybody. We're going to do a little bit, at least I am. There he is. Hey, Justin, how you doing? I don't put you in until I see your face, so I was still getting just a black screen. I'm going to do this as long as I can today. Plus, I might have to meet somebody after 4 my time, and it's 2:40 my time. I sat in a dental chair for almost 5 hours today. I mean, maybe you can see my top teeth. They look a little different. They got beat on pretty bad. And then I got to do it again on Friday. So we'll be here for a little bit. Hey, Justin, welcome. I haven't watched much of the first or this part of the second period. Any thoughts on what we've seen up to this point?
I've been watching it on and off. First period was kind of back and forth. Buffalo kind of they had the better. They had some good chances, but Buffalo they're playing a little bit with fire with giving up odd man breaks. If they continue to get up breakaways, it might cost them.
Stop Luke and the man.
And there you go. Speaking of a breakaway, and Boston scores.
That was a good goal too. That was a nice little backhanded goal there.
Yeah, Buffalo playing with fire a little bit, giving up too many odd man breaks. They were giving up odd man breaks in the first game. They came back in the first game, but it was an electric atmosphere. But again, like I said, Boston is good enough to where you got to play in front. If you're playing from behind, Boston's not going to allow you to come back in every game. So.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You can't. I mean, that was something Monty talked about. Did you follow Corey pretty regularly, right?
Yeah. I mean, so I see his stuff sometimes. Sometimes it pops up for me. Sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. Did you see the one he did about Montgomery?
I probably did. I have been getting a lot of his videos popping up on my For You page, so I probably did.
Apparently someone asked Montgomery, about what went wrong or whatever, or what he did wrong, and he basically said game 5, I came out after the locker room, and this locker room it's not something I'd done before, and the locker room wasn't receptive to it, and it just kind of messed things up from there. The LA Kings game. And he basically said, I'm not going to do that again. I really think that he got Corey did a video on it, and I didn't get to see the interview, but it was one that that really I see that and I go, okay. I got friends telling me the Blues are not a playoff team at all, or even close to it. And I'm thinking, I don't think you guys are getting it. I think this team's a lot closer. I think talent-wise, they're not that far off some of the better teams in the league, right? I'd say talent-wise, they're probably 6th on paper. Now, they haven't shown it, but I think on paper, they're a lot better than, they've got 2 scoring lines. There's very few teams that have 2 scoring lines. Right. So I do think that the Blues are a lot closer than people get giving them credit for. I mean, you said it too. Yeah, and you've been on that bandwagon for a while now. And you know, and I'm with you on that. I see that you know they are. I think they're a lot closer than people give them credit for. And I'm hoping. Oh, there's also. Did you see? There's a Ice Guardian things that they had Susie Mateo on, who used to be like the Blues. Like she was everything. The travel person, the PR person. I mean, she did a lot, right?
Yeah.
Chris said even ESPN guys, the final game said the Blues will be in next year. I think they will too. But they were talking about I forget. Oh, it was man. There was something I wanted to talk about, and now I can't remember what it was. I seen one on there. Oh, they were talking about like Ron Caron when Ron Caron was the GM and before your day. But I remember Ron Caron, and they were talking about at some point that Kelly Trace was supposed to get traded and Hull stopped the trade. That was in the days when you could, when a player could do that. But they said, you know, the GM's job is to build a championship and not just trade to make trades, right? Like they talked about how Ron Caron loved deadline deals, deadline day. And I'm hoping that Steen and Armstrong, because Armstrong's still going to be active. I mean, he doesn't have the GM title, but he's still got a lot of final say there. President of hockey operations usually means, you know, it's got to go through me. Oh, that's gonna. Oh no, they said it tipped. I'm hoping they don't make a trade just to make a trade, right? I'm hoping that they don't trade Kyrou just to trade Kyrou. I'm hoping that they don't trade Bennington just to trade Bennington because his contract's up, right? I don't know who. Oh, that did go out clean. Oh, that did go out clean. I thought he the way he was doing it, I thought he said it went off of something, but nope. Looks like that is going to be a power play.
You know, I don't think this hits off anything.
Right. For the Blues, I think the right thing to do right now is to. I think you need to wait to move anybody in the off. I don't think you move anybody in the off season. Maybe you sign somebody because you have a couple of positions that are going to open up, but you don't make a trade. I think you wait. Even on Kyrou, I think you wait. Right? I think you wait a little bit. By the way, this is what my meeting after 4 is supposed to be about. You see that?
What is it? Something fishing related, or what is it? I don't even know.
I don't know. It's a boat.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at getting a boat. And my biggest problem is where I'm going to store it because I live in a little bitty apartment, but I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to store it. But yeah, I'm looking at picking up a boat. He said he's got a 6-horse outboard motor with it, but I can't afford the boat and that.
Hang on, I need to do something real quick.
There we go. Well, he tried to trade Trace because I didn't hear the story about what happened with Bob Berry. I need to go back and find that. I need to go back and see that a little bit more. So Boston's on a power play for delay a game. Hi, Kelsey. My thing, I want to get that too, Stephanie. My problem is, where am I going to store it? I can't. It's 9.5 foot long, a little over 4.5 foot, 4'7" wide, and I'd have to put it in a storage unit or something, and that's the only thing that I'm working on.
Went home, gets a shot, blocked by Buffalo. Buffalo gets the kill. Boston's still trying to push the up. There we go. We're getting a penalty. Boston's getting a penalty. Tanner Janot for trip. Or interference, tripping, whatever. Could be either or.
Well, I mean, the boat itself is only $500. So, and then I need a motor for it, motor or a trolling motor. I can get it with either one. And then I need to put interference on Jano. And then I need to put a rack on my car because I don't have a trailer for it. And I don't. Oh, that was absolute interference.
Good block there by Timmons on the Boston power play there. Yep, so Sabres on the power play.
Got to trade something good to get something good, either players or draft picks, because I don't think the Blues are picking 3 times in the first round. I think they are. I think they keep Bennington and try to trade Buchnevich and Kyrou for the right return. This is Jason. Jason, buddy, can I speak freely? And I want you to, because I don't want to upset you, bud. And I love you, and you know that, and we're friends. But I really want to say something here that could upset or offend you. So I want to make sure you're okay before I say anything about about this post. And I'm going to read your whole post without my commentary. Got to trade something good to get something good. Either players or draft pick, because I don't think the Blues are picking 3 times in the first round. I think they keep Bennington and try to trade Buchnevich and Kyrou for the right return, and possibly Parayko, and maybe some 3rd or 4th line players and some depth defensemen. They have to change something, right? I may live on an island, but it's not as easy as you think it is living on an island. Trust me, right? I'm good. Okay, Jason. Keep it Asia nuts if you don't. This right here, your comment right here, Jason, and please, Jason, you got to understand where. Oh, I thought that was in.
Thompson up at the point. Thompson, serve me shakes. Oh,
Justin's handling the game for me while I'm kind of talking about this. I do not think the Blues are looking to trade Kyrou, Buchnevich, or Parayko. Right? And I'll tell you what, the Parayko Buffalo thing, and I've seen a lot of people talk about this, right? And a lot of people are upset at Parayko for not going, not accepting the trade, not waiving his no trade and staying here. And I and then someone said, in one of my comments that St. Louis was a 3rd-tier city, and it's not a place that sports people want to come. That's not true. That's not true at all, right? Shockey knows a lot of the alumni. I know a lot of the alumni. They will tell you right up, especially the guys from rural Canada. They absolutely love St. Louis. This is a city that They know they cannot go to their hometowns or small places. They can't go to Winnipeg. They can't go to Calgary. They can't go to Edmonton. They can't go to some of these cities or some of the smaller towns. They can't go to Saskatoon and not get hounded. In St. Louis, they don't get hounded. Hell, even Cardinal baseball players don't get hounded. Pujols, when he was here, was a superstar. He would talk about going to restaurants, sitting down with his family, and nobody coming around him or asking anything until he was done eating. Right? Once he sat down with his family, people left him alone. People would try and buy him meals, and Pujols would say, "I make too much money for somebody to buy me a meal," and would tell the waitress right away, "Do not allow that to happen." Period. But this is a city. St. Louis is a city that guys like living in, and it's not just guys that played here. There's guys that never played here that live here. They love it. There's guys that have lived here that have moved out that want to come back. And there's one other city in the Midwest that's starting to get that reputation. And I hate to say what that city is, right? You're not trading fourth line guys for a second line center. By the way, Parayko is the least likely. You're right. You're not but you could trade 2 first-round draft picks for a second line center. Right?
Yeah, but it depends. It depends on what that second line center is. Is it really a solidified second line center? I mean, it has to be a pretty good center for me to give up 2 draft picks for.
Right.
Again, I don't think the Blues are making any moves in the offseason, if I'm honest, especially big ones. But I do think that once you get into the season, and if the Blues struggle coming out of the gate, I think changes need to be made immediately. Not at the deadline, not into the season. You need to make changes immediately. You can't wait. Zaka just misses wide there. The Montreal Canadiens are up 2-1 on Tampa with a power play with 24 seconds to go into the second period.
That's actually good. Who won that first game? Montreal did, right?
Montreal in overtime.
Yeah.
So Montreal can steal both games in Tampa, which would be huge for Montreal.
And then Edmonton sneaked out a win against that. The Ducks played harder than people thought.
Yeah, they started. They were down 2-0, came back, scored 3 unanswered. Then Edmonton scored, and then Blues legend Kasperi Kapanen scored the game winner.
Yeah, I was like, damn it! Why couldn't you do that when you were here, Cap?
Well, look at who they got him playing with. They have him playing with Leon Draisaitl. So
yeah, that helps.
Zadorov gets a shot through, gets blocked.
Stephanie says St. Louis players love St. Louis after being here. We're a great city and a sports city. A lot to love about St. Louis. She corrects that later. Ryan Green said Bushnavich's defense seems to be the only thing Montgomery can rely on, but Damiano's it have to be $8 million. You know what? I don't care what he gets paid. We should not. I'll be honest with you. We give way too many F's about what a player gets played than we should. And here's the thing. I want to talk about this because I keep hearing it about Kyrou. Oh, that $8 million contract is going to be so hard to trade away. During the trade deadline, I kept hearing national media, not me, not local media, not local, national media say Kyrou's team-friendly contract. Team-friendly contract. So,
I mean, what is it? We talked about this on the show. I get comments all the time about, oh, we should trade Kyrou, we should trade this, we should trade that. But I'm like, in the grand scheme of things, the Kyrou contract is not really that bad.
No, it's not.
And I even said this because we talked about it. GMs coaches value players differently than fans do. Fans see that contract and say, oh, that's too much money. We're paying that guy too much money to not do anything and not score, not do this, not do that. But players, I had someone fighting with me back and forth about Jordan Kyrou, about how people don't value him, people don't want him don't want a guy like that on their team. Yeah, they do. They just you have to give up the right pieces. And first of all, the cap is going up. First off, so that makes the contract more and more okay because the Blues signed those guys long term. But it shows. I think that those guys want to be in St. Louis. I mean, you look at a guy. If you needed any type of inkling of why St. Louis is such a sports city, I mean, you just look at something like Philip Broberg. Philip Broberg signed because he wanted to be here long term. When you watch Dylan Holloway and his presser, my question isn't if he's going to sign here, it's how much he's going to make and what is his term going to be. Because I do think he's going to sign here in St. Louis. I think he's going to extend.
I've heard you say that before, right? I've heard you say that before, and I do want to temper that sentiment just a little bit, because what a guy says in a presser, you can't take full-heartedly, right? I mean, I get where you're going. I do. But you can't take it at face value, right? You can't. Well, you got to take it at face value. You can't take it and read more into it. And do I think he wants to be here? Yes. Do I think it's because St. Louis took a chance on him? Maybe. But I'm not going to take what he said at the presser and say that's the gospel truth.
Well, right? Put it this: he's playing top line minutes. He's playing on the top line on the St. Louis Blues.
Yeah.
That's what any kid in the NHL wants as a young kid growing up. He's playing on first line. Yes, he could get the money, but I look at, and again, I didn't read too much into Jordan Kyrou's take on it when he was asked about did he want to be in St. Louis, and his attitude and his approach to talking was so very monotone. The way he answered was just so monotone, like I don't really care, move on kind of thing. Like it was like, yeah, I want to be here. But then you have Dylan Holloway, who's like, oh, I want to be here for a long time with a big-ass smile on his face. Yeah. So, it's different tone.
Okay, you're right. But it's two different people. How many times have you talked about Holloway on the ice and the big smile he has on the ice all the time? You've talked about that a lot, right? How many times have we talked about Kyrou on the ice having a sour puss? That's Kyrou. I had somebody, and I won't say who met his brother and talked about how his brother was kind of the opposite of him, right? Kyrou is not a media darling. He's not a uppity guy. And at the same time, I'm taking it at face value and not trying to read too much into it, because a lot of people took, just like you did, just like you said, and I'm not saying that you said anything wrong, that he was monotone. That just means he doesn't want to be here. And I don't know that that's true. I think that he wishes, but and here's the thing, his body language is always down. He does not like the press, right? He's actually asked Montgomery not to put him on the press. He's asked not to talk to media.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Where did that come from?
Oh my God! Morgan Geeky, weird bounce. I have to see this. This is
was Luukkonen just out of the net, not ready? Was there a puck steal or something?
No, I think it bounced. I think it took a weird bounce. It just bounced over him. Let's see. Geeky dumps his puck in. Yeah, just dumps his puck in backhand. Luukkonen goes out to play it. He tries to glove it. Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah, Luukkonen didn't even try and play it.
He tries to like, I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's like holding his glove like this, like down. I don't know what he's doing.
Wow. What a weird
that might be. And now Boston is up 2-0 again. Huh?
I thought maybe they were going to challenge that.
No. What are you going to challenge it for? There's nothing. It was from the red line. Dallas Boston up 2-0 now. Boston's not going to let this game slip away like they did last night or the other night.
No.
So that might be the dagger for Buffalo if they don't get something going here. At least for this game. That's a bad goal to give up in the playoffs. I mean, granted, to be honest, Buffalo let up a breakaway, but I don't even think the first goal was all that fantastic for Lukin in the let up. To be honest, it was a 5-hole goal.
Ryan Green says if you watch Kyrie's eyes when he has his response to wanting to be in St. Louis Blues, but watch it with no volume, you can totally see his comments is forced and not genuine. And I'm not saying it's not true. I just think that Kyrou is tired of St. Louis media. I'm telling you that. I'm gonna call on somebody here. Thanks, Stephanie. Just dock a boat in the shipyard. I wish, bud. I wish there was a place that I could dock the boat. But this lake has no docks. It's got to come out. I can only be in the park from 7 in the morning till 7:30 at night. Right? You cannot be on the lake in the dark. So that's something to remember. Maybe Kyrou getting tired of everyone not liking him though. That's exactly where it is. Kyrou is sick and tired of the media. He's sick and tired of fans, right? He's sick and tired of every time he does. I'm telling you what, and this, and I know something and I want to say it, but I know journalistic integrity tells me I can't say it. However, last season, not this season, last season, the beginning of the season, somebody I know put me on a guest list for a premium season ticket holder event. And at this season ticket holder event, 2 of the Blues media people were there answering questions. I asked a question about offense, right? And this was when I think that this was Bannister was still there. This is when Sundqvist was hurt. And I asked a question about defensive play, right? Or offensive play. And this came back around to Kyrou and his bad defense. These guys, a question that I asked nothing about, they made sure to come and bring Kyrou into it. Kyrou's not a media darling. The media doesn't like him. They beg on him, left, right, and center. And I think it weighs on him. I think it wears him down. Right? And then we as fans, we sit there and we go, well, he makes $8 million. He should play better this way or that way. I've never understood fans getting mad at what a player makes. So this one they're saying was deflected.
Well, it has nothing. First of all, if you're worried about what somebody, first of all, you don't have anything to do with that. It has nothing to do with you. Who cares? Obviously, yes, you want your high contracts to produce. But again, I'm going to play devil's advocate here and say that I do agree that Jordan Kyrou is tired of the media. He's tired of fans really just being giving him, being the whipping boy here. And I absolutely 100% agree. But I'm going to play devil's advocate, and that can also be a reason why Jordan Kyrou maybe just doesn't care. And we talked about Jordan Kyrou that we do think that he shows effort out on the ice and that he does care. But again, that's the devil's advocate here. That's why
that's a good point.
That's why I said I want Jordan Kyrou on this team because I think he's a fantastic player. But the fact of the matter is I think the media and the fans who have just treated him so poorly, it's never going to change. It's so far gone that I think that the only way that this franchise moves forward and Kyrou has a successful individual career is if both parties come to an agreement that you put him else, you trade him elsewhere, and you bring something in return for him. Just my personal opinion. That we've talked about that, but I want Jordan Kyrou on this team. I've been vocal on that too. I want him on this team, but sometimes you get to the point where you want to say, oh yeah, it's the media's fault, which I do. A lot of it I do put on the media, but again, that could be also a reason why Jordan Kyrou maybe just doesn't care, and you're not seeing the production because he just doesn't care enough because the media is just so harsh on him.
Yeah.
Tage Thompson going to the box, I believe, tripping on Higgins.
So Kyrou's contract prior to him coming here, right? Or the one that he signed when he got here was 5.8 for 4 years. That was 2021 to 2025. At the beginning of the 25 season in July, he signed the 6x8 that he's on now. I feel like he earned the 6x8 he got, but at the moment he may not be playing up to it. But again, sometimes the first year of a contract, a player puts too much on themselves to try and live up to it, and they gotta get to a point where they keep it simple and go back to what they were doing.
McAvoy.
But
Pasternak. Oh, there it is. Pasternak. What a play. Tip in the slot there. Pavel Zacha. 3-0. Bruins.
They're gonna tie this series up.
Pavel Zacha. What a deflection. Good play by God. Pasternak is such a good player. As much as we don't like the Bruins, very good player over there. Pasternak. Who? Pasternak?
Pasternak.
How old is Pat? I don't. That's a good question. I think he's in his prime. I think I could be wrong. I think he's a little bit on the older side. I mean, not like in his 30s. I think he might be in his late 20s. I think maybe early 30s. I don't know. Well, I put it this way: he was on the. Was he on the Bruins when we played them? No, yes. He wasn't. Was he? Okay, yeah. When we played the Bruins in 2019, so he's been here for a while.
29.
Okay.
He's 29. He's in the third year of an 8-year, $11.25 million contract. He has a full no movement clause. But is he a player? Now look, this contract is taking him to like age 35. Right? Yeah, actually, it's taking him to age 35. If this is the player that Boston would want to depart with, would you want to try and get him?
Well, first off, I wasn't even saying go out and get Pasternak because first of all, the Blues are not struggling for wingers. And first of all, the only way that you'd ever pull that off would be if you would have to the Boston's ask for Pasternak because he's their best player, he's their best forward. So their ask would be too outstanding for the Blues to match.
It might be astronomical.
Yeah, it would ruin it. For me, like I said, I think it's so split. I'm so conflicted because again, we talk about Jordan Kyrou and I want to bring that point up because you talked about it. Kyrou was making 5.5 or something like that, 5.5. What was it when he first signed his first contract with the Blues?
Like 4, like in the 4s.
Was he? I thought you said it was like 4. I think you said it was like 5 point something.
I thought he was in the 4s. I thought him and Thomas almost doubled their contracts. Their contracts have almost mirrored each other.
Yeah.
Right. They've almost come into the league together. Kyrou came in a year later, but their contracts have mirrored each other.
Well, you look at it like this, and this is the one positive that I want to say with Jordan Kyrou, especially with him and Robert Thomas, is you gave if Jordan Kyrou was making like $4 million or somewhere in the 4s, generally to an athlete, obviously it's a lot of money to just us everyday individuals. But if you think about it, it is a team-friendly deal because you locked up Jordan Kyrou for just $4 million more. So,
no, well, actually, I was wrong. Kyrou was making 2.8.
okay, so it jumps up a little bit, but still, so it jumps up about. He was making what, 2.8?
It quadruples. His contract quadruples.
Yeah.
He goes from 2.8 to 8.1.
Yeah, so that would be
almost quadruples.
Yeah, so that makes it a little bit more challenging. But I think at the end, I think the term that you got, I thought, and first of all, I thought it was it a 6x8? I thought it was an 8x8.
8x8. He signed an 8x8.
Okay, yeah, I was confused because when you said Bruce Navage was the one who signed 6.
Bruce Navage signed a 6x8.
Yeah, he signed, but yeah, and you got to look at it like that too. The term on it for how much the cap is supposedly supposed to be going up in the next 2 seasons alone. You look at that contract, most teams are going to go out there and start shelling out money because that's what you're going to have to do if you want to get star guys. But Jordan Kyrou is making $8 million. You look at a great player in Kaprizov, he's making $17 million. Kyrou and Thomas's contract combined is less than Kaprizov. What Kaprizov is making right now.
Yeah.
So, in the grand scheme of things, you got 2 players for under 1 player. Obviously, it's rare. Obviously, Kaprizov's their best player over in Minnesota, and I think he deserves, a hefty contract. I don't know if $17 million was signed because that's what he wanted, and what is it? And I think he's a good enough player over there in Minnesota. But I think most fans don't really understand the team aspect of things. Like Kaprizov could have been a team player and signed a hefty deal, but didn't need to sign $17 million. If he really loved Minnesota to his heart and core,
he could have signed for 12.
Yeah, I think that's what most people think or miss out on. If he was really so desperate to and love the city, and I'm not saying he doesn't love the city, Minnesota, but if he was so in love with the city, he wouldn't have had to take out a house and home for him to stay in Minnesota. He could have took a team-friendly deal.
See, this is a comment, Jason, and again, he said St. Louis media is soft compared to most cities, and that is kind of true. Well, when it comes to hockey, not when it comes to baseball. When it comes to baseball, we're almost like New York. Our media. We cover baseball like New York covers New York, right? That there's no ands, ifs, or buts about that. So if Kyrou doesn't like it, he has to fix it. Nobody else can. I love Kyrou, but people are mean. See, I have a problem with this. I have a problem when everyone says, I'm me, and if you don't like me, I have to change me for you. No, it doesn't work that way. I'm me. And if you don't like me, you either A, leave me alone, or B, just turn around. You don't sit there and criticize me for being somebody you don't like. That's the problem. That's the problem. Why are we criticizing him for being him? That's what I have the issue with. And this goes for all media. And this is a problem that happens down the line. Oh, my God. If Brett Hull was not a media guy, if Brett Hull wasn't the guy that he became, the fan base here would have roasted the living shit out of that man. When he wasn't scoring 70 anymore and dropped down to 40 after Oates left, we would have roasted the living shit out of that man. And we would not have had this love affair with him. Our love affair with him was because of who he was. The guy that told Kelly Chase, you're not getting traded, calls Ron Caron and says, if you trade my buddy to Montreal, you got to trade me too. That's the kind of guy, right? And I'm trying to get your comments, guys. I really am. Okay. Whoa. Jason, he had a career year last year and the same shit happened. Not this season. The season before, he had a career year. He was a point per player game, I think. Right? Let me see if I can find his stats here real quick. Here we go. Right? Last season, he wasn't a point per player game. He's never been, but he was close. We had a couple of them last year. It wasn't him. Last season, 2024-25, he played 80. He played all 82 games, had 36 goals, 34 assists for 70 points. And tell me things changed last season. Media was still on him, left, right, and center, and so were fans. He had a career year, and people were so on it. What post did I mention, Jason? I don't know. And Jason said something about needing a defenseman, need one or two defensive offensemen. I think you only need one or two. You don't need a whole. You don't need your third line your fourth line and maybe one or two of your second line need to be that. Our third line need to be that, but that's about it, right?
I just think the Blues. I think the Blues are just. Obviously your defense are going to develop. Obviously you have a mixed bag. You have young guys. You have some old guys on there. I think it's going to work out for the Blues defense. You're going to have Adam Yurchek eventually. Getting a defenseman would be nice, but the Blues need is a second line center. They need a solidified second line center.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I do agree with that. Led the team in goal for 3 years. Yeah, he did. Right. The not counting this year, the 4 years prior, 36, 31, 37, 27. Right? Points. Points. Not counting this year because he had an off year, but then a lot of the team did. 70, 67, 73, 75. And actually, I take that back. In 2021-22, he was a point per player game. He played in 74 games, had 75 points.
Yeah, he's been a solid 70-point guy, and like I said, I don't want to give that up just willingly and easy. But like I said, I think you do have to ask yourself at the end of the day, if you can bring something in return. If you're thinking like if you can package him for a guy like Brady Tkachuk, or you could package him for a guy like we talked about. Heischer, if you can package him for a guy that can play set second line minutes, I think the Blues are going to be better off. And I think Jordan Kyrou, and if Jordan Kyrou was to get off this team, I'll be rooting for that guy every single season to have 70, 80 points, 90 points a year. And I'll be rooting for him every step of the way. But I think that you're going to have to ask yourself, is parting ways mutually the best for both parties in this case?
Yeah, no, I'm kind of with you, man. And Jason McMillan said, you're telling me if he got 100 points, the media would still pick? Absolutely, they would. Absolutely, they would. Absolutely, they would. You'd still hear it. Oh, I remember that press conference. And I asked Ashley, was I making something up or did that actually happen? She told me, no, it happened. Where he scored 3 points, 2 goals and an assist, was the number one star, and Berube complained about his defense. Complained about him coughing the puck up twice. And fans have been all over that. Fans, be defensive. You don't play enough on defensive. You don't play enough on defense. This year he was great on defense. Wait a minute. He didn't score enough goals. He didn't score enough goals. He didn't get enough points. He didn't play hard enough. Right there. Right there.
And this for me, I say, I'm sorry, I've talked about this and I talked about this heavy, and a lot of people don't agree with it and a lot of people don't like it. I look at the ceiling for Jordan Kyrou, and this guy can score. I think he can put up 80 points. I think he can put up 90 points at least some point in his career. But he needs, first of all, Jordan Kyrou needs a solidified guy to play with. He has a swap mismatch of guys that he plays with on a nightly basis. So that doesn't help him. And mostly it's the center spot that changes for him. And a center is the most valuable spot. A center, you need a good center to dish it off to a winger who can score. You see it with Robert Thomas, with Jimmy Snuggerud. and you're going to see it for years to come. But you need Kyrou to play with a center that knows what he's doing. And this is why I asked the prospect of what is Jake Neighbors' ceiling? Because if you can get something for Jake Neighbors without giving up Jordan Kyrou, who I think is capable and has shown he can be a 70-point guy, why not keep Jordan Kyrou and maybe look for an option to get rid of Neighbors? Now it comes into a whole other can of worms where, yes, you do jeopardize the locker room culture a little bit with Jake Neighbors because he's a locker room guy. But again, I ask you, it's a business. So do you wanna risk and possibly go for the fences and really not play it safe, or do you just want to have this team play have the same roster every year, come in, maybe start off slow, maybe pick it up, play exciting hockey, and then just miss the playoffs, or then if they do make the playoffs, get eliminated in the first round? There, you have to ask yourself: do you want progression, or do you just want stagnant play and just competitiveness?
Yeah, no, I do understand, but I just can't. I struggle with the Neighbors thing. I really, really, really struggle with the Neighbors thing.
Well, let me put it this way: what if
you're wrong? I'm just saying that I'm struggling because I once bitten, twice shy. When you say trade Neighbors, you know what comes to my mind? Tage Thompson. Look what we had in Tage Thompson. Now, I do understand that Tage Thompson would not have gotten the same type of playing time that he got in Buffalo, and that could have led to his quicker development. But if he's that type of scorer there with weaker players, what type of scorer would he been here with better players? That's where my struggle is.
And off the post, Nick Paul has the post. Now,
what are you watching?
Tampa and Montreal. Just why this other game's in intermission. For me, I just, like I said, first of all, Tage Thompson is just a beast, and obviously it worked out for Buffalo in the end, and he's a fantastic player. He's one of the best players in Buffalo. But again, I'm going to say it, and it's a bold statement because I think Jake Neighbors is capable of a lot in this league. But I'm going to say this with no disrespect, Jake Neighbors will not have the ceiling that Tage Thompson will have. Tage Thompson, I mean, he really came into something special, and Jake Neighbors can do that. But I just look at how he plays on a consistent night, and again, that's why I explore the option, because if Jake Neighbors was a consistent second line winger, I would say absolutely not. I'm not trading Jake Neighbors. But the problem is Jake Neighbors is not consistent enough on the second line. So he's switch swapping. And again, I do agree with the culture. You could really jeopardize the culture. But again, I think that you can first of all, you can replace a winger. It's hard. It's easier to replace a winger than it is a center. But I just asked myself, who's a better player? Has a higher ceiling, Jordan Kyrou or Jake Neighbors? Both are young guys still. But I think me personally, I think Jordan Kyrou has a higher ceiling.
Could have the higher ceiling, yeah. For me, I would actually, and I know you don't agree with this, but I would rather let Yurko and Yarrick, and I know I'm killing their names, I would rather let the two Adams go before I would trade Neighbors. Because I feel like, especially with the 3 draft picks we have, that we can get those guys back. Right.
I mean, yeah, the forward, sure, but I think you have some good defensemen in the draft. Obviously, Lance was talking about when he was on about I don't remember the guy's name, but if he is there, the Blues can take him as a defenseman. And I do think that they should take a defenseman because it's a little deeper on the defensive side of things. Yeah. But Adam Yurchek has shown that I think he's going to be something special, and he's the Blues' best prospect on defense right now. He's the best prospect. So, obviously, if you do get rid of him, that's okay. You can possibly move up. Like, maybe if you want to package him with one of your picks to move up in the draft, I could see that. I could see that being a possibility. If that's what you really want to do and you want to maybe take a stab at maybe getting an Ivar Stenberg, which I still don't think is going to happen, because if Chicago's in that spot, Chicago's not getting rid of that second pick.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, why not? I mean, what is the possibility that you could trade one or two of your first round picks and the two Adams for Heischer or for Robinson or something like that? And Jason, you did it again. You tagged me again, right? If you're going to say just asking Guy, don't say Guy Benson, just say Guy. And if it blues it, delete it back or take the little at away so it just says Guy, but it doesn't highlight my name because that tags me. And he says, how about we have so much talent, Jake isn't getting the time he was? Just that. No, if Jake gets his time. I'm sorry, I forgot.
He gets his time. Jake absolutely gets his time. My problem, and again, that's why I'm a little people view me as a little polarizing, a little controversial when I have that tape, because no one has talked about the prospect of getting rid of Jake Neighbors. But I think it's a serious question, because first of all, there's layers to the Jordan Kyrou thing. That's fine if you want to part ways with Jordan Kyrou. The problem is Jordan Kyrou has to accept a trade out of St. Louis. If he doesn't want to accept the trade out, he has that right as he signed that contract, just like Colton Parayko. But Jake Neighbors, his contract, you can trade that. He has no say in getting traded. He has no say in that. So
he's still
you have to seriously ask that question.
He's a valuable guy to trade. He's a valuable guy that you could trade, right?
Yeah, that would get you a valuable return. And I do think, although I would miss Jake Neighbors to all hell, and I don't. First of all, we talk about this. I don't think the Blues are going to do that. I don't. But I think if the Blues want to get ballsy, you look at the Minnesota Wild. They're in the playoffs right now. They're playing Dallas. They made a ballsy move. They got rid of a lot of prospects, a lot of young, good talent for Quinn Hughes. They really went out and didn't play Sesame Street safe. And look where they're at. They got one of the best defensive pairings in the league.
Could be a rental. That could be a rental.
What?
Hughes could be sort of a rental, short-term rental.
Right? Yeah. Well, Hughes could be, but Hughes was before the deadline. I would assume that Minnesota has the cap space. I would assume to try to re-sign him. I don't think they're going to just let him walk.
Hold on. I'm looking it up right now. I keep Puckpedia up on my opposite screen all the time, so I always have that available.
On the power play here,
right? Let's see.
Is the Boston game back on?
He's got 1 year left at 7.8, and then he's a UFA. And they've only got they're going to free up a little bit of money, 4, 8, 12. Yeah, they're going to free up. So they've got for next season, right? Next season, they're clearing 4, 8, 12. 13, 14, 14 and a half, 15. They're clearing about 16 million off at the end of 26-27, right? Or going into 26-27, going into next season.
They'll try to sign him. I think it would be absolutely foolish to not try to sign him. He's Minnesota's best defenseman, and he just came in, and he has a fantastic pairing with him and Brock Faber. Minnesota's definitely going to try to sign him.
8.5. They could probably go up to 12, right? So their UFAs going into next season are Tarasenko, Fogliano, and Zuccarello. They're not signing all three of those. Two of those guys are 35 plus, right? Tarasenko will be 35 next season, so he's not there yet. And then they have McCarron, Johansson, and Fabry. Fabry, obviously, I don't think they're going to keep him. Oh, wow.
Uh-oh.
4-1, 4-0. Yeah.
Oh, I missed it. I was wanting to see what played out in this Tampa and Montreal game.
Yeah.
I figured it was back. But no, go ahead. Sorry.
Bogosian and Petey, those are all their UFAs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they've got one RFA in Hunt, and they got Brink. Those are their 2 RFAs, right? They've got a little bit of money, but again, the problem with Hughes is Hughes has said he wants to play with his brothers. He wants to go to New Jersey. And I think he would take a discount to go to New Jersey. So unless they can trade him to New Jersey, I don't think he's re-signing with Minnesota unless Minnesota gets to the Western Conference Finals this year.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think, first of all, obviously it hurts them. First of all, it hurts Minnesota if you can't lock up Quinn Hughes again for another contract extension. It hurts Minnesota because then you do have a solid team over there. You have some solid players, but you instantly lose your best defenseman if Quinn Hughes does not extend. Obviously, Brock Faber is going to be great for years to come, but losing a guy like Quinn Hughes is massive. And I do think that he wants to go to New Jersey. And if that's the case, if he does go to New Jersey, the whole New Jersey thing with Heischer possibly. I don't think that they ever do that. If Heischer or if Hughes goes to New Jersey's not going to be making many moves outside of that.
Yeah, actually, Jason, those buyouts are still in effect until the 28-29 season. That's $1.6 million that's locked up and isn't going anywhere, right? They've got $1.6 million that is not going anywhere for the next 3 years. So that hasn't cleared yet, right? And they've got a few guys down in the farm that might be worth something, but for the most part, they still got. Again, it all comes down to if Hughes wants to play there, and I don't think Quinn plays there unless they show they get to the Western Conference Finals. Right. And not only that, here's the other thing. Did you hear what and I can't think of his name, Vancouver's GM said? Right?
No.
Vancouver's GM came out and said everyone thinks that Quinn Hughes just didn't like playing didn't want to play in Vancouver, right? That he for whatever. And he came back and said, or because he didn't like playing, he came back and said, Quinn said, and he was just so honest. Quinn wanted to play in the U.S. He did not want to play in Canada. He wanted to be on a U.S. team. He's an American. He wanted to play on an American team. And that was kind of where it went, right? I mean, he wanted to play and that's why they traded him for what they did. Why they traded him when they did, because he didn't want to play in a Canadian team. And that's a problem the Canadian teams have, right? It's almost like a lot of superstars here in the U.S. You ask a lot of superstars, what team don't you want to play for? And right now, a lot of them say New York and Los Angeles. Why? Because of the press coverage. And Canada, all the teams are like that. The press coverage in Canada is like, especially in Toronto and Montreal. Oh my God, they got nothing. New York's got nothing on those two cities when it comes to hockey coverage, right? That's why a lot of that was a good hit. I mean, it was a low hit, but I thought it was a good hit, and it led right to a scrum.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think that would be the case. I think Quinn Hughes would want to go to New Jersey, and if that's the case, I don't know how much cap space New Jersey actually has. I think that they could pull it off. I don't know for sure, but obviously, I think you would be able to have I do think that they would give a discount. I do think that, though, if he was, because he would want to go play with his brothers.
Oh yeah, this is you're down 4-0. Why not? Why not go fire your team up, fire your fans up?
Yeah.
So at the moment they have $8 million in cap space, right?
Okay.
And for next season, they've got small guys leaving, but the year after that, they've got Heischer leaving at $7 million. Mercer's a RFA at $4 million. He's a UFA the next season. Nosen at 2.7 on UFA. 2.5 on Cody Glass. Maxim Plakoff, 2.2. Nick Bustad, 1 point. Didn't we have Bustad? No, we didn't have that.
Yeah, Bustad, yeah, we traded him to New Jersey in this season.
Oh, we did trade him to New Jersey, right?
What is it, Jason? I do agree with that, Jason McMillan. That Minnesota would be dumb if they gave up those that amount of players and was not able to capitalize. But again, it is going to determine whether or not Quinn Hughes wants to be there or not. He has that right after he's a UFA or whatever. But it would be disappointing for Minnesota to give up all them prospects just for him to not want to resign. You reading something?
I think Jason, are you saying that we should go with the 3 forwards in OT? And I don't think that's you need that defensive guy. You need that guy. The one thing with defensive guys, first of all, their backward skating is incredible. Couple 5-minute penalties. 5-on-4 for Pittsburgh. Wow. I know for Boston, right?
I was going to say Pittsburgh.
I thought he said Pittsburgh.
Oh, he might have. You never know.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought he said. I could have misheard it. The Cardinals beat Miami 5-3.
There you go. Cardinals having a decent season so far. Obviously, you have 162 games, so we'll see.
Looks like the extra went to Boston, so Buffalo's on the power play.
I would assume the Buffalo. I am kind of, like I said, I'm kind of switching back and forth. I would assume the Buffalo faithful are not very into it in this game.
Three offensive players, good at defense. You know, Jason, it still doesn't work.
This game was big. This game was big for Boston to get a tie in Buffalo, because going back to TD Garden, I think they're going to be – Boston should be strong in Boston. So
3-on-3, your defenseman is playing up high. He's playing your blue line. He's your blue line coverage. You put a forward up there, and that puck gets by him, and you have an odd man break the other way. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Buffalo has a big group of players. They're going to be good for a while. I mean, they've been building up to it. It's taken them 14 years to get here. All right. I'm not going to be able to do the whole third period. Do you want to finish out the third?
Yeah, I mean, I can do that.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. Tampa scores and ties the game. Nikita Kucherov. Sorry, I'm kind of doing both.
How late is it in that game?
7:27 left in the third. Tampa ties the game. I kind of switched over just because I was a little bit more interested, because this Boston game seems a little bit out of reach.
Over. Yeah. I mean, if you want to continue doing the Canadian Tampa game until that one's done after I leave, that's fine too.
Yeah. This one I would not be surprised if this one sniffs overtime again.
I'd rather have Broberg, Colton, and Thomas. I wouldn't mind that as a 3-on-3 either, because Broberg's got an offensive mindset as a defenseman.
Broberg's a beast, man. He can play defense. He can play defense on three different players at once, and then he can play offense. Yeah. He's a freaking beast. Telling you, Edmonton fumbled the bag. Edmonton fans will tell you, no, he didn't, but you absolutely did. He would arguably be their best defenseman right now on Edmonton, which is pretty crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Most people would put Bouchard there, but again, I literally say that all the time, and I say you can't really glaze Bouchard because the people that I see the shit on Bouchard the most are literally Edmonton fans.
Yeah, I think I want to say this. I want to kind of say this here real quick. I defend players a lot, right? I absolutely defend players. Sorry, I'm doing two things at once. I defend players a lot, and the reason I do that is sometimes we act like these guys are chess pieces, and they're not. They're human beings. Kyrou is a human being. Colton Parayko is a human being, and we sit there and say he should play this way. He should do this. He should do. No, he's a human being. We need to treat him like human beings. We need to treat everybody like human beings. Everyone. We need to be respectful to everybody, and I try to be.
Ooh.
Yeah, Oiler fans are shaking. Are not. They will tell you that Broberg and Holloway are overpaid, and I'll tell you they're not.
Yeah, they'll tell you, oh, we don't miss them. They'll tell you, oh yeah, they're overpaid. Oh yeah, they're injury prone. But literally, they literally have shown you both seasons that like when they're healthy, they're dangerous. They're dangerous. I will say it's not all Edmonton fans because there is some smart Edmonton fans that literally talk about this still to this day and say that, man, Edmonton absolutely fumbled the bag. Stan Bowman fumbled the bag completely. Yeah. But Philip Broberg. Now, Holloway's a different story. I think Holloway, how it started was Holloway, I don't think, wanted to leave Edmonton. And I think his agent kind of told him something different. And then he ended up coming down, and he got the opportunity that he got, and I think that revitalized him and really helped him out with his development. But I think Broberg, he's a guy that would literally be arguably, like I said, the best defenseman on Edmonton. And I know people say Bouchard, but again, Bouchard, he's great offensively, but he's not some defensive juggernaut by any means. So. I just think that they fumbled the bag, but I just find it funny that Edmonton fans will tell you that they didn't.
Yeah, no, they did fumble the bag. They did. Well, I mean, they also didn't have the money that they thought they had either.
They didn't, but well, they absolutely could have signed Holloway. They absolutely could have matched that. Yeah. They chose instead of signing Holloway, they chose signing Jeff Skinner and Corey Perry. I think. Yeah. So, and both of those guys, I don't even think are on the team anymore.
My only thing was, everyone talks about how Goof Bowman was. He still got an extra draft pick and a prospect out of Armstrong that he shouldn't have gotten.
Yeah.
Right.
I think. What is it? What did they? The Edmonton has. See, the thing is like. Eventually, we're gonna be talking about it, and I think in a couple of years, like you were saying, you don't think the Edmonton Oilers are gonna win the cup this year, but I mean, eventually, we're gonna have the discussion. It's gonna be serious because it's gonna be a big discussion. Where's Connor McDavid gonna be going? Because Connor McDavid is after this contract's done, Connor McDavid's not staying in Edmonton. If Edmonton has not won a cup, Connor McDavid is not on Edmonton anymore. So your window for that's closing in my eyes. I don't know how you feel about that, but I think if Edmonton does not win the cup, in these next couple of years here, with what Edmonton or with what McDavid signed, I think McDavid walks, and I think we're going to have a serious talking discussion on our hands.
Oh man, they're fighting again.
Did you hear me?
No, I didn't. I was looking at something else. I apologize.
I said we're gonna have a serious talking discussion because you don't think Edmonton's gonna win the cup this year, and I don't think that they'll win it this year either. But we're gonna have a serious discussion, and we're gonna have a serious talking point here eventually in a couple of years or whenever McDavid's contract over. Because once it's over, McDavid's not an Edmonton Oiler anymore. He will not. No. He will not be with the Edmonton Oilers after this contract is done. So the question is where is he going to go?
Yeah, I think. Benson's they're these guys. This 4-0, 13 minutes to go, and they are all blowing up.
Yeah, Buffalo's frustrated, and again, guy. This is why. Again, I want to say is Swayman was good in game one. Boston choked. But again, this is why I said that I'm putting trust in Swayman because Boston can seriously win this series on Swayman's performance alone. And he's been very good in the first two games, even though he gave up, obviously, the late goals and all that. Boston just completely exploded and just blew it. So Swayman's been very good. So they seriously have a chance. Buffalo has to steal at least a game in Boston because if they go down to Boston, both games in Boston, I think the series is over.
Yep.
Me personally, I think Buffalo is good enough to come back, but I think if they lose both in Boston,
I think Game 3 is more of a Game 3. I don't know if Game 3 is as much of a must-win that Game 4 is. Right? You can't go down 3-1. You can come back 2-2, but you can't go down 3-1.
Yeah.
Right? So I think Game 4, when it comes down to it, that Jason says Vegas will get McDavid. I don't think so. McDavid and Draisaitl go to the same team, but Hughes can't. Well, I mean, that's the Hughes can. Again, it's money. It's where the cap's going, right? I mean, that's the thing. And I'll tell you what. If the player is concerned about money, see, for me, McDavid's at the point where I could see him for his next contract just not taking a big contract. He doesn't need it.
Well, you look at his I don't know what the numbers are. If you look at his contract right now, his contract is team friendly. He signed a team friendly extension with the Oilers, but that's what his contract is now. But as soon as that contract is done, Edmonton is it. First of all, they're going to have to sign him, and the only way that he may say is if he gets just an ass load of money, and Edmonton's not going to have the money, I don't think, to do that.
Yeah.
I think he walks. In Vegas, I don't see. Man, could you imagine McDavid in a Vegas jersey?
Signed for going forward. He's got 2 more years. He's got next year and the year after at 12.5.
What do I think his next contract would be?
Yeah.
Well, for me, with the cap going up, if you're talking about the cap going up $5 million this next upcoming season, and then next year, I mean, you're talking. You're probably talking Kaprizov money at least, or more.
I was actually thinking that if he goes anywhere other than Edmonton, it's $20 million. Maybe Edmonton gets a discount, but it's $20 million.
God, that would be
more than $20 million.
God, that would be Chris. But the thing is if McDavid's going to have a say on where he goes. I think it's going to be an interesting topic because it's going to be a nationwide topic when the discussion is happening because I don't see Edmonton winning the cup in either of the next 2 years. So
Yeah.
I eventually I get the fandom and the love for Edmonton, but I mean Connor McDavid cannot win the cup on his own. He can't. So he's got to have a team, but Vegas would be it. Could you imagine McDavid in a Vegas jersey? That would be so weird.
Yeah. Well, bud, I gotta go. Right.
Okay.
I gotta go check something out. I will be back in well, I won't be back today. I will probably see you guys I don't know if I'm doing what I'm doing tomorrow yet. We'll see.
Okay.
Right. So just go ahead and end the show when you're ready.
All right. All right. I kind of switched off from the Boston and that's going to be a penalty. That was a bad penalty to take for the Tampa Bay Lightning with 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go. This is going to take it down to 15 seconds in the period. Tampa tied this game. It's 2-2. It smells like overtime, but Montreal might end up winning this game in regulation if their power play clicks as good as it's been. Yeah, you can't see Vegas. I can't see Vegas either. McDavid in a Vegas jersey would be so weird. Appreciate it, Jason. You're watching the. Yeah, I was just more interested in this game anyways, just because it's 4-0. So, I don't think Buffalo's coming back in the game. So I just said screw it. I'm going to go over and watch the more exciting, exhilarating game here. That's a little closer. 4-on-4, Jason. What are you saying? 4-on-4 and what? Okay, so Tampa Bay, they were reviewing it. Tampa gets a minor for interference. It's 4-on-4 and OT with great offensive goalies. I wasn't privy to this conversation, if I'm honest, Jason. I know that you and Guy were talking about. I don't know if you're talking about for the playoffs or what, but oh, yeah, okay, yeah. It doesn't show you when you reply to Shock. It's weird. It showed like Shockey replying to you, but it didn't show that to Shockey, which is weird. So Tampa on the power play, or not Tampa, sorry, Montreal on the power play for pretty much the remainder of the game. 15 seconds will be remaining if they can kill it for Tampa. Tampa gets a clear there. Needed clear. Dobish behind the net, hands it off to Lane Hudson. Hudson with a breakout through the neutral zone. Caulfield swings it back to Suzuki. Suzuki comes in with speed, gets the blue line. Demidov gets it on the blue line, throws it deep. Caulfield, the puck's under Chernak right now. Hagel trying to clear the puck. Suzuki gets it up top to Hudson. Hudson over to Demidov, to Hudson, over to Suzuki. Suzuki has it in the corner. Caulfield to Hudson. Hudson over to Demidov and gets blocked into the corner. Oh, and Hudson could not hold the puck in at the line. Have to reset. Caulfield gets it in. Hudson at the point. Hudson to Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky down into the corner to Suzuki. Suzuki handling it in the corner, looking for a passing lane. Slavkovsky behind the net. Passes it off to Suzuki to Hudson. Hudson just misses wide. The puck gets cleared by Tampa. Almost a 2-on-1 there, but just misses the stick of I don't know who that was. Might have been Hagel. Suzuki carries in over the blue line. Caulfield gets hit on the half board. Slavkovsky battling, gets the puck up. Hudson shoots the puck. Blocker saved by Vasilevsky. Slavkovsky battling down below. Tampa clears the puck. Got about 5 seconds on the power play. 15 seconds left in the period. And it looks like it might go to overtime. Tampa's killed it off. Montreal. Radish gets it to the corner, clears it back at the corner. Puck's thrown around. Tampa's just going to hold it, make it safe. Where the puck at. And game 2 is going to overtime. So, overtime is going to be played for game 2. Now let's switch over to Buffalo and Boston. Let's see, bro. There's been so many times the team could have passed back. Okay, I don't know. I guess you guys are having your own kind of side conversation. So, good save there by Ukko Pekka-Luukkonen. Boston getting some zone time. That's a hand pass. I think that's okay because it's in the defensive zone. Kastelik. Oh, good play off the half boards there. Oh, Middlestat gets the puck. Good save there by Luke. Did they? I don't know if they did. They didn't. Did they change their goalie? I don't know if they did. I like I said, I switched off of this game. I don't know if Luukkonen or if Levi is in the net now. Shots 26-21. Bruins going back to power. But Buffalo's just frustrated. They haven't been able to get any offense going. Just been a frustrating game for them. So Peyton Krebs going to the box on discipline cross check. Boston going to the power play for the 5th time in the game. Peyton Krebs. Boston on the power play. Buffalo comes out with it. Bo Byram carries it through the neutral zone. Gets it through. Bo Byram, though, gets it in deep. McAvoy carries it in, passes it back to Pasternak. Pasternak throws it back to Zaka. Zaka gains the zone. Byram with a good stick clears the puck. Lions in that. Thank you. I figured they changed. I was like looking at the goalie and I'm like, that's definitely a different goalie. Yeah, Jason, I'll be honest. 3-on-3 is a disaster. To be honest, I don't ever. There's just rule changes that need to be made to it. Morgan Geekie gets this puck in the zone, throws it across. Fraser Minton in the behind the net, throws it out front to Victor Arvidsson. Arvidsson up top to Hampus Lindholm. Arvidsson gets his puck. Minton on the half board swings out to the dot. Buffalo trying to clear this puck, trying to find some room, and they do get the puck cleared. Middlestat on the half boards there, throws it to the center. Nothing doing there. Ryan McLeod over to Bo Byram. Byram draws a penalty, looks like. Alex Tuck throws his puck, doesn't connect. Boston touches. Currently getting 0-0 game for Vegas and Utah. Bo Byram had himself a great shift for the penalty kill, and then he ends up gumming up the ice and getting an offensive zone draw and a penalty, drawing one. I know it's a disaster, so why not put your best offense that can play defense out there? Yeah, I understand it. I just with how 3-on-3 overtime is, most of the time everybody just throws the puck. Just throws the puck out and just circles just to kill time because it's a long change. I'm just your in-fan land art. And it's so different between the two positions, it would be like a QB to be a linebacker. Defensive offenseman. I'll be honest, you might be the only person I know from a consistent standpoint that uses that type of verbiage. A defensive offenseman. I think that's what that said, unless it said defensive defenseman. Yeah, you definitely said defensive offenseman. That's interesting. First time I heard that. Defensive offenseman. Sorry, Jason. I have to give you a little bit of crap for that one. Let's see. I think my Thunder play tomorrow. I think they're up 1-0 in their series. If anybody is a basketball fan here, I don't watch too much basketball, but I do enjoy my Thunder, seeing as they won the championship last year, and they're a younger team now. Long were the days of Kevin Durant when I was a fan, and they were bad for so many years, and now they're good. So Buffalo's coming out of the break here with a power play. So Buffalo looking for their first goal. Get something for their psyche. Get a little bit on the board here. Quinn, good save there by Swayman. Goes wide. Boston trying to clear this puck, and Boston eventually will get this puck in front of the net and clear. Defensive forward, maybe. Yeah, a defensive forward, I've heard. Not a defensive offenseman. I'm saying Neighbors can play defense. Thomas can play defense. Snuggie. The thing is you don't just throw out three forwards. Most of the times you're not that ballsy. Only certain teams do that type of stuff. And as you see, it doesn't work out sometimes for some of those teams. Look at obviously we're talking about 3-on-3, but look at Toronto, how they try to throw out five forwards on the power play. It just there's times and there's places for when that's acceptable, and you're just not going to throw out three forwards in overtime. Yeah, they play defense, but you need a defenseman out there. You need Colin Parayko gets OT time. I think Broberg gets OT time, which he should. Swayman makes the save on that one. Tuck in the corner here, trying to get this puck back. Josh Doan swings it to no one. Janot with a good clear. Offensive goalie. Yeah, offensive goalie, yeah. Offensive goalie, baby. Love that. I'm going to have to start using that term now. Defensive offenseman. Dahlin tries to handle this puck, does not get it. He throws it back. Good shot there by Norris. Swayman up to the task. Swayman's been very good in this series, and it's going to take Buffalo is gonna struggle a bit getting the puck past Swayman. That's going to be their saving grace for this series. It really will be. Swayman has been excellent this year. Yeah, Broberg is a guy that you can throw out on the pot. I mean, he's an offensive. Broberg is neither offensive and defensive. He's two-way. He's a two-way defenseman. Broberg is the key two-way defenseman. He can defend, like I said, he can defend on three guys alone in one play, and he can also carry the puck in, which allows him to do that. Byram, there he is. Byram, Buffalo gets on the board. Bo Byram, who's had himself a decent third period here, gets Buffalo on the board for the first time in this game. So, is the comeback possible? 6 minutes left. Unlikely, but we saw a comeback in the last game, so who knows? Miracles do happen every once in a while. We shall see. We shall see. Shane. Now this was pretty much a broken play, but this was a good shot by Bo Byram, screened coming through. Bo Byram has definitely been an MVP for Buffalo in this third period. He's been good in this period. So score 4-1 now. 6 minutes to go in the third period. Darlene in the corner on the half boards there. Darlene tries to swing it out. Goes into the slot. Tuck just misses wide. Battle in the corner there. Buffalo trying to get on their forecheck game. Samuelson. Quinn with a great chance there. Darlene on the half boards there. Darlene tries to throw it. Gets blocked. Doesn't have enough to clear there. Oh, turned over there. Pasternak gets that puck enough out of the zone. So my point, do we have the firepower to put and Buffalo scores again. Buffalo, Peyton Krebs. They thought this puck might have went in initially. It doesn't matter. It goes in anyways. Buffalo, we'll have to see if anything happens here with a challenge or anything like that. But Buffalo scores again, 4-2. Peyton Krebs. The time Snuggie was back deep, he wasn't a beast there. There's a difference between playing wingers areas, and where the defense and how they play. Centers are the closest to defensive forward. That's in hockey, and to give them total defensive responsibility. Centers. That's why I say centers are the most valuable position that you can play as a forward, because of the defensive responsibility that you have. Boston with a timeout. Boston does not want to choke this game, which would be very interesting if they do end up doing it. So this puck goes in. It gets deflected. Swayman was gesturing like it was a high stick, but so anything's possible here. Sabres down 2. They came back before. They need a quick goal again, and maybe this will turn. Boston's really on their heels now. 4:52 to go in the period. 2 goals in a minute and 6 seconds, I believe it was. So here we go. We're underway. Buffalo. Oh, and Buffalo is getting aggressive here. Lindy Ruff is pulling the goalie immediately. 4:40 to go in the period. Uh-oh. Oh, and Kaslik hits the side of the post. I thought that was game over. Buffalo got risky. Lindy Ruff pulled the goalie immediately. Buffalo didn't have any entrance into the zone yet, which was interesting. Byram throws his puck in deep. Buffalo on the forecheck now. Buffalo with the net empty. So can we see some heroics like Buffalo had in the first game? Krebs on the half boards, throws it up to Bo Byram. Bo Byram over. Oh, he throws his puck. It gets deflected. Tipped on net, but doesn't go. Byram tries to throw his puck to the middle. And, good keep in there by Peyton Krebs. Peyton Krebs walks the line. Throws his puck. Just goes wide. Doesn't hit the net. And Boston has cleared the puck. Do we have 9 defensive? What is it? Do we have 9 defensive forwards to roll 3 lines? Again, you don't want to play all defense. You don't want to be all defensive all the time. I mean, you want to be defensive. A guy talks about the offensive mindset, and although I agree with him, I think that he uses the whole defensive mindset a little over too much because you need to be good on defense to be a good team. Finally, Buffalo got a couple. Yes, Tad, Buffalo did get a couple. Finally, we don't know. We don't have one line. Don't pull the goalie yet. You are asking for a lot of unicorns there. You're asking for a lot of Jake Neighbors on your team, kind of thing. 3 minutes left. The puck is in Buffalo's end. The net is still pulled. Buffalo comes out with the puck. Tage Thompson dumps his puck in. Buffalo on the forecheck. Greenway's in the corner there, battling with Boston. 3 Buffalo Sabres. Zaka gets enough on this puck to get it out. Quinn gets a shot block there. Owen Power gets it across. A good block there. A fan on pass opportunity. Bo Byram gets this puck. And a good save by Jeremy Swayman with traffic in front. Alex Tuck preferably right there. Couldn't finish. Swayman up to the task there. And it looks like Vegas has scored to make it 1-0 with 4 minutes to go in the first period. And it appears we might be going to our last commercial break. Yep. So, yeah, Swayman up to the task. The puck just kind of wobbles in on net. Kind of shaky. All right. Yep, we got our last commercial break of the period. Let me swing over a little bit to Utah and Vegas real quick. See if I can see anything. Yep. Jake and them are good defensively and positions, but would suck as defensive. Yeah, I mean, forwards... Yeah, I mean, we all know, like, you have forwards, you have offense. That's the whole point. And you're going to have guys that are better on the two-way game. Mostly your two-way games are going to come from your centers. Centers are going to be the ones that play more of the defensive role. Your wingers are not really paid to play the defense. Yes, you want to be a good two-way player overall, but your wingers, Jimmy Snuggerud, Jordan Kyra, you're not expected to play defense. And there's been times this season where we see those guys have to play defense, and it doesn't go well. So, it's the same for every team. Vegas up, like I said, 1-0, 3:54 to go in the period. I believe shots are 10-5 for Vegas. Let me transition back to the Bruins and Buffalo Sabres game. We're back from the last commercial break. Buffalo has 2:15 to score and get this a little closer. Block shot there, doesn't get to the net. But Boston clears it, not enough for icing. Bo Byram comes back. We're approaching the 2-minute warning here. Bo Byram gets this puck to the red line. It gets dumped in, but I think it hits off the curved glass, so we get a stoppage. Oh, man, that puck. Oh, that's what it was. Swayman, he was very that's a veteran guy right there. That Swayman is such a good understanding, or has a good understanding for the game. The fact that he knew his team gave up 2 quick goals, and he whistled for the coach to throw the timeout immediately. I mean, that's a guy with some hockey IQ. He knows what the Boston Bruins need, and they need to calm down and settle down and get back to their game to close this game out. Hampus Lindholm gets this puck a good chip. Pastrnak offsides. Otherwise, this puck would have been a goal, or this shot would have been a goal by Pastrnak. Pastrnak and Krebs kind of going at it. They didn't take too kindly to Pastrnak throwing this puck into the net. Minute and 38 to go in the period. 4-2 Boston. Thompson, he's been taking a seat for a while there. He's wants to get out there and try to help his team to make this comeback. Should have thought, Guy Benson, how hard to maintain this kind of thing. Watched you cope with it for years. I don't know what you're talking about, Jason. Sabres control the puck here. Utah has scored to tie the game with about 2:30 to go in the first period. Dahlin throws his puck. Puck gets a rebound here, and Josh Norris tries to tuck this in on Swayman. Swayman said, "No, thank you." This is kind of what I talked about, though. Buffalo is making they're making it exciting, and they're making it fun for the Buffalo faithful. But this is what I talk about. If you play down in the whole game and then try to make a miracle run, I mean, it's like the St. Louis Blues. You start the season out bad, and then you try to make a miracle run at the end. Although exciting, it was too late. You were too late. Buffalo is going to run into that problem if they continue to play down in the score and then have to make a miracle comeback in the end. They're going to run out of time to do that. Tage Thompson has the puck, get on the half boards, tries to throw this puck across the crease there. Buffalo with the puck at the point. Quinn Down low. Jack Quinn tries to drag and shoot this puck. It gets blocked. 52 seconds to go in the period. Buffalo needs a quick one. McAvoy gets a piece of that puck. Darlene with a good shot. Swayman with a good save. Darlene throws his puck across to Quinn. It gets hit off a Boston stick. Boston recovers on the half boards. And Arvidsson gets his puck. Oh, and he just misses the net, but it's not going to be icing. It shouldn't be. Yeah, no icing. He gets the red line. Bo Byram, 15 seconds. High stick there by Bo Byram. This game is over. Obviously, we'll wait for the whistle. We'll wait for the buzzer, but this game's over. 10 seconds to go in the period. 16 saves for Jeremy Swayman in this period. He was on Boston. Boston's got to do a better job of securing their leads and making sure that the Buffalo Sabres are out of it. And Buffalo needs to play ahead of them, play ahead of the lead and not be down in games this late into the game. 7 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the Buffalo Sabres lose game 2. The Boston Bruins take game 2, tie the series up at 1, going back to Boston in the famous TD Garden. Should be a good one. Should be a fun one. The Buffalo faithful brought it. Glad to see that they got some playoff hockey for the first time in 15 years. So, awesome experience for them. For game 3, Buffalo needs to win, and they need to at least steal a game in Boston. If they lose a game in Boston, it's not going to be good. I think that if they lose both games in Boston, they are done in the series. They went to the Colorado and LA game. Colorado is currently outshooting LA 10-2 with just 8 minutes into the game. Colorado's going on the penalty kill. So we have 34 seconds left in Vegas for the first period here. So it looks like, Utah's going to the box here, I believe, for... Also got a good block there by Sergachev. And a good stop by Vabelka. Huh. Yeah, 34 seconds to go in the period. Vegas is actually on a 4-on-3 power play for 8 seconds. So if Vegas can control the puck and get a quick look at the net here with the 4-on-3 power play for 8 seconds, could have a decent opportunity. I got Sabres in 6, so if they split Boston, it should be fine. Yeah, Buffalo in 6 is a good prediction. It's not bad. I think Buffalo has the capability of winning this. Buffalo has to not play from behind. They've been behind in both games. They came back in game 1. They tried to make a comeback in game 2. At some point, you're gonna lose the chance to make those comebacks. 10 seconds to go in Vegas for the first period. Dorofeev in the corner there gets taken down, but Utah recovers, clears the puck. That's going to do it for the first period of Vegas. 1-1 Vegas. Let's shoot over to Canadiens and the Lightning, which shots currently in overtime are 6-0 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. So Tampa Bay off to a hotter start than they were in the first overtime, where the Canadiens pretty much ended it pretty much quickly. Oh, what a save by Dobish. Dobish with a great save. That's an offsides by the Canadians. They definitely don't. The Tampa Bay Lightning definitely do not want to go down 2-0 at home. Going back to Montreal, this was a good chance. Dobish with a great save. Pretty routine, I think, for Dobish. He made it look pretty simple. He cheated a little bit. I think he knew the pass was coming. Puck swing into the Tampa zone. Tampa trying to find a quick transition. Puck thrown out to the neutral zone over to the Montreal Canadiens. Pretty much nothing doing there. Montreal, on the forecheck. McDonough takes that puck back. Demidov tries to force his puck to the middle. Doesn't connect with his teammate. Demidov still putting in some good work, though. Montreal is definitely getting outnumbered on the puck. Kucherov tries to go to Ginsel. Just misses. Kucherov with a good chance there. Kucherov throws his puck on, just misses wide. Ginsel tries to throw this puck down low, doesn't get enough on it. Montreal takes it back. Nikita Kucherov has 5 shots in this game. 21 minutes of ice time. The warrior that we know he is. Tampa's just a man possessed on the puck right now. They have they're winning battles. They're really playing hard. Gonzalez tries to swap. Oh. It was Montreal throws a late hit there at the end. The whistle blows, and then I think it might have been Anderson who throws a hit on one of the Tampa players. Yeah, Moser. Yeah, he turns away, and then Josh. It looks like Josh Anderson gives him a little love tap, a little shove. Yeah, Moser was not expecting that hit. Yeah. Gensel not pleased. Doing his duties over there for Tampa. He has an A over there. That's good on him for stepping up and being the guy to go over and talk to the officials there. Speaking of Tampa Bay, would McDavid go there? Would he go to Tampa? I think the prospect of Tampa playing or with McDavid playing with Kucherov, I mean, that's gotta sound exciting, right? I mean, Kucherov and McDavid, oh dear Lord, that would be something special. For me, I don't know if I think he would go there because I think the prospect of those two together would be good enough alone. But I think the question I ask is how much Tampa Bay has for cap space. I do not know. Is Bolduc playing? I do not know. I have not heard his name. If he is playing, he is on the 4th line, if I had to take a guess. 3rd or 4th line. We don't really see there was a lot of fuss about Bolduc, and we talked about it on the show about how Bolduc trade probably should have garnered a little bit more from Montreal. But Mayu is kind of paying it out right now. Hopefully he continues to develop. But Bolduc is a guy that I was okay with giving up because he was a power play merchant. And I know a lot of people don't like hearing that because I think he was a good player. I think the guts and the will was there. The effort was there. but Bolduc was a guy that had success because he played with Robert Thomas on the power play. And I think most people don't really understand that. So, puck in the neutral zone here. Hagel throws his puck back, tries to reset the puck behind the Montreal net here. So both of these teams missing key defensemen. Hedman is out for Tampa, while Noah Dobson is not playing for the Montreal Canadiens. Hudson has the puck behind the net, just looks for some room. Hudson breaking out the puck behind the net. 8-0 are the shots for Tampa in the overtime. Radish trying to throw this puck. Yeah, Tampa just looks like a man possessed out there trying to win battles, and so Texier is definitely playing. Yeah, Texier is out there for sure. Mayu is more valuable than Bolduc. Yeah, as a defensemen are more valuable to me than defensemen are, or than forwards are, than wingers are. Sorry. If a defenseman can pan out for you and really do some good things, defenseman in the long term will help you out a little bit more than a winger will. A winger, you can replace a winger just like that. It's the easiest position to replace in the NHL as a winger. So hopefully Mayu continues to develop because he really did some good things. At first he was a little shaky, of course. He was learning the new system, but they brought him down to Springfield, and then he really saw a shift in his game after that. Montreal dumping the puck in. Montreal just not sustaining any ozone time right now. They're Tampa's just really quick on the puck right now. Tampa getting in on the thing there, pass block there. Montreal ices the puck. Yeah, Montreal has not had any sustained ozone time in overtime. 7 minutes left to go in the period. 7:18 to go in the period. Yeah, Texier. Speaking of Texier's on the screen right now. Montreal is very discombobulated. Last shot on goal was 56 seconds left in the third period. So since then, they have not had a shot. Tampa wins this puck back. J.J. Moser at the point walks the blue line. And he scores. Moser, great play. Tampa wins the game, and they win game 2, and they tie it. And that is absolutely huge for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Going back to Montreal, absolutely fantastic play by J.J. Moser at the point. Okay, Bolduc is playing. May could be the Petro replacement everyone has talked about. I don't know if I can make a comparison between him and Petro. There's been a lot of people with Petro. I don't know if he'll live up to the whole Petro thing there, but I know a lot of people. I think the one comparison I saw with Mayu was, I believe it was Shea Weber. I think it was Shea Weber is who they were comparing him to, I thought, for the most part. Yeah, no, I know his number, Jason. I didn't know if he was actually playing or not. Ryan Green. How you doing, Ryan? I haven't seen you. I don't know if you just got here or you were here or if you're just now joining us, but welcome, brother. I just see your post on Facebook Live. I just seen your post on Facebook. Live it, man. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate that, bud. I appreciate you being a supporter and supporting me and being positive and wanting me to succeed in doing this, and I appreciate that. I think that was the comparison I saw, Shockey. was Shea Weber. I thought was the comparison I saw about Mayu. I could be wrong. Don't take me a gospel on that one, but pretty sure that was. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate the love on the post, man. I appreciate that. Hopefully, Ryan. Hopefully, I get to take you to a game sometime this year, our next season. Sorry. Same with you, Shocky. I know you're still here, Shock. So hopefully, I'll be able to take some of you to a game eventually. I think that'd be very cool. I think it'd be a cool way to give back to some of you guys who have supported me. So. Yeah, Tampa going down 0-2 to Montreal, going back to Montreal would have been very detrimental for them. I need this game to load so I can go back and watch so I can just look at the Kings and Avalanche game real quick. Full strength right here. LA in the zone. Oh, and I get an error. He don't have Weber's slap shot, but May has a wicked wrist. Yeah, he definitely doesn't have Shea Weber's shot, that's for sure. But again, it may grow in time. Shea Weber's a guy that, although he's a very well-known and very good defenseman, you probably don't get that slap shot. You probably don't get that slap shot from AU, but who knows, if he puts on a little bit more strength, takes a little bit more slap shots, maybe he could be that, but I don't see him slap shot the puck too much, and I don't think he has to. When he has a wrister like he has, I think that he is capable of being sufficient enough with a wrister. I mean, you talk about slap shots and how hard a slap shot is. Colton Parayko half the time misses the net, so kind of a difficult thing there for Colton Parayko when he misses the net. So I'm having some trouble connecting to this Avs and Kings game, so that's not wanting to cooperate with me. If I can get to it real quick, I'll look at it and then I might call it. I might actually call it now because it looks like it's just not going to work for me here. Hang on. Let me try again, and I will get an update on the Kings and the Avs if I can. If not, then I will probably just call it. Okay, it is a commercial break right now. But let's see. Okay, are we back? Yes, we are. So on tap tomorrow, we have Pittsburgh and the Flyers. Flyers up in that series 2-0. 7 Eastern game there for the Flyers, and Pittsburgh going to Philadelphia. Minnesota and Dallas going to Minnesota. That's a 9:30 Eastern game. Edmonton and Anaheim will play tomorrow as well at 10 Eastern, and Boston will play not tomorrow, but Thursday. So Colorado on the power play. So Colorado getting a power play here. The slap shots have started to go away. Players close to fat. Yeah. You are right, Shocky. Slap shots are kind of going away in a sense. You don't see too many defensemen slap shot, and it's just because we have so many talented defensemen who are capable enough. Quinn Hughes, McCarr, Jacob Slavin, who are just capable enough to walk the blue line and really put some sweet dangles on and not have to worry about shooting the puck slap shot wise. McCarr goes for a shot. He gets deflected, or gets blocked, but then cleared there out of midair. McCarr has the puck in the neutral zone, swings it back to McKinnon. McKinnon with speed gains the line. Landeskog, it goes into Teal LA guys, loses the puck, but the Colorado Avalanche are taking a penalty here. Lafreniere gets hooked. Yeah, Lafreniere gets hooked, and Colorado goes with nothing on the penalty or on the power play there. So Landeskog going to the box kills that Avs power play. 47 seconds left on a 4-on-4, and then the Kings will hit a brief power play. Shots are 10-4 in favor of Colorado. Wow, the shots have not changed very much since I said them earlier. At all. I think they actually deducted a shot from the Kings. They had 5 shots when I saw it earlier, and now they have 4. In the Colorado zone here is the face-off. I think I'll get through this period, and then I'll call it. So if you have any questions or you guys are having any thoughts on some of these series, if you guys have been watching multiple series, let me know. Nichushkin, Nelson throws his puck. Good save by Forsberg. I believe Forsberg is the man in the net. .30 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. Colorado wins this face-off, but pops it up. LA takes advantage of it. They lose it on the half boards there. Colorado has it. Nichushkin back to, and a good save by Forsberg there. Malinsky has the puck at the point there. Just shoots it on. Pretty routine, easy save there. 14 seconds to go, 4-on-4. And then the Kings will get a brief power play. 16, 12, and 5, 2.57 goals against. White, a 9-10 save percentage for Antoine Forsberg. This is kind of why LA, to me, I didn't think the Kings were fantastic, and I think they're showing us that they can hang on this series. But I think the thing that's telling more so is Colorado, who has, they've been getting the shots, but like the fact that they're struggling to score against Forsberg is an issue to me, because in the second round you're going to be going against Minnesota or Dallas. And if you're struggling to put some pucks in the net against Forsberg, how are you going to beat Jake Ottinger? How are you going to beat Jesper Wallstaff with how well he's been playing? So, how are you going to beat them if you can't beat Forsberg? Kings on the abbreviated power play here. Kings get it on the half boards there. Lafreniere battles with Devon Taves on the corner there, but a big hit there on Anze Kopitar. Lafreniere walks it in. Good save there by Wedgwood, I believe is who they got in net. Kings, hey, you don't have Edmonton first round. Yeah, you have Colorado, damn it. Yeah, they definitely did not pull the luckiest of matchups, but Dallas, LA has kept it close, and they have very much kept it close. If LA can keep this series and score close, LA's chances are a lot higher, because if Colorado is not putting 5 goals in the net, they're doing the right things. The Dallas and Minnesota series is pretty physical. I've seen a lot. It's picked up. It picked up in game 2, but as for physicality, like hitting wise, like it's there. But I think that the physicality has mostly started after the whistles. So like you've seen a lot of like shoving, a lot of scrums after whistles. That's been good. But as for like hits, it's been okay here and there. But I actually don't think it's been the most physical. Like, I don't think really anything has matched. I think things have been physical, but I don't think anything has really matched the St. Louis and Winnipeg series from last year. That was really physical. That saw the most hits in the whole playoffs. So, I think physicality has been there, but I think a lot of it's been after the whistle. I've seen some. We did see some physicality. It's Trennan. I hope Trennan's okay. I don't know if he'll be back for game 3 or not. But he took a big boy hit from Blackwell. It was a clean hit, but it was a big boy hit. I'll tell you. It's the only series. Sorry, what Saki? It's the only series I got 7 or to go to 7. I think that's probably what you said, but sorry, I have to kind of scroll up a little bit because it kind of cuts it off, so you can't really see it. It's really annoying. It's really annoying, brother. Oh yeah. The only series that you have going to game 7. Yeah, I can see that. I think if there's series that go to 7, it's this one. Or it's Montreal and Tampa. I think those are the series that go 7. If there is something to go 7. And actually, that's good that you're keeping an eye on that. I appreciate you keeping an eye on that one, Jason. I have not. That is the one series that I actually have not paid really a lick of attention to, if I'm honest. It's good that it's a fun series. I hope that it's enjoyable for fans who are watching it. But it was a series to me that I was just not interested in. So I think they're back from the commercial break. That was, I believe, the last whistle, the last commercial break that we should see for this period. 12-6 are the shots currently for the Colorado Avalanche. Still 0-0. They asked on the broadcast, have you heard anyone ever say anything bad about Scott Laughton? And I say, well, they did when he was in Toronto, but I mean, I don't know if you missed those days. Probably not, but see, we're pretty forgetful, seeing as I don't know if you guys saw it. Leah Hextall interviewed Tage Thompson after Game 1 and talked about how the Buffalo Sabres was the only franchise that he's ever known. And I know a lot of people made a lot of fuss out of it, and it's just funny. And it is a mistake. It is, it is a mistake. He's been with Buffalo for a long time now, but I think that when you do your stuff that you're doing, I think to completely disregard the other franchise that he played for is just insulting. I mean, it's not like he played like 5 games. He played, 40-something games for the St. Louis Blues, and you said that this is the only franchise that he's ever known? Come on. You got to be better than that. But we talk about it a lot. I talk about it a lot. The ESPN announcers and the coverage have always been terrible to me. So I'll tell you who I really don't like. I think Leah Hextall is one of the ones that I don't care for. But, God, if you want to know one that I don't care for on the ESPN side and just national broadcast-wise, it's Adrienne Malesko. She is the definition of a biased fucking fan. Excuse my language. She is the absolute definition of a biased fan. She doesn't even call the game as if she is a reporter or an announcer or play-by-play or color commentator. She calls the game as if she's a 9-year-old girl fangirling, seeing her favorite teams play. That's what AJ Malesko does when she broadcasts. McKinnon tries to hit the man in the slot there. He does. It goes wide. LA comes to the neutral zone. Fall with a good save there by Wedgwood. Yeah, I think Montreal and Tampa has been very physical. You know, we're talking about a physical series. Tampa and Montreal have been physical as well. These two teams don't like each other. They've seen each other before. $2:15 to go in the period. Oh, Pierre, what? Oh, what, Jason Nichols? Here was it? It was Pierre Maguire was terrible color guy. Who's your pick for boost captain other than Thomas? My pick, Jason, is one. Well, first of all, there's no other choice. You have really it's Jake Neighbors or Thomas, and I mean you can give it to Parayko. Parayko's had tenure here, but it's Thomas. Thomas is your guy. There's no reason to give it to Jake Neighbors. You don't need to rush Jake Neighbors. Everybody thinks that you need to give him a captain. No, you don't need to give him the captain immediately. That's not what you need to do. You don't even have to go into this season with a captain. You can go into this season without having a captain. If no one has earned it, then no one has earned it, and you don't give it to somebody. But Robert Thomas, I think, is your guy. I think it would be foolish to not give him the captaincy. But again, I think a guy for me is, you know who I could see being a future captain of this team other than, just Jake Neighbors? I think Jake Neighbors will get there. But I think depending on his tenure and how long he plays as a Blue, I could see Philip Broberg being a leader on this team. And I think that you start both guys off with Jake Neighbors and Philip Broberg being assistant captains of this team. The way that I would do it, and I've talked about it, is I would do Thomas your captain. I would do Parayko your permanent assistant captain, and I would do Philip Broberg as your assistant away captain, and I would do Jake Neighbors as your assistant home captain. So that's what I would do. 20 seconds to go in the period. If 55 would drop the gloves and clap that slapper with no fear other than tournaments, I'd be okay. Parayko's not going to be the captain. Parayko, I think he could be a leader, but I just don't think I see that. I think like I said, Thomas is your guy. There's no reason to rush Jake Neighbors. Jake Neighbors is going to have his time. There's no reason to rush Jake Neighbors to be captain of this team. Game 10, if we are sucking, no captain. If we are doing well and Thomas clearly leading the team, then he gets it. Yeah, I think you start this season without a captain. You don't name a captain in the offseason. You don't need to. There's teams with captains there's teams that don't have captains. You don't have to name one right away. Don't rush it. Let it play out organically. But I think Thomas is going to end up being your guy in the end. I don't have the capability of reading likes or seeing who the likes are, but I'm going to call it here. We did a lot of games tonight. As we saw, Boston beat Buffalo. They tied the series at 1, going back to TD Garden in Boston. Vegas and Utah were currently tied at 1 after the first. 0-0 score in Colorado with LA Kings. And we saw Tampa Bay win game 2, 3-2, and tie the series up at 1, going back to the Bell Center in Montreal. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the support. Thank you for joining me. This is Justin Scott with the BlueNote Fan Report, alongside my buddy Guy Bensing, the Y Blues fan. And there's only one way to end this show. There's only one way to end the show, and I think we have to ask the girls. If it doesn't show up, I don't know if it will. But we also got to ask the boys who's late for dinner. Where are the boys? Where are they at? We're bleeding blue with you, and let's go Blues.